It's time we talk about some crypto fundamentals, and we're going to use Kernel DAO as an example. Ninja just landed in Bangkok, had to go get some sweet shoes, and I'm exhausted. But before I go to sleep, I wanted to talk about this crypto. None of this is financial advice. I'm a trader, I'm an investor, and yes, I have a large chunk of Kernel. The price has been moving up a little bit, just a little bit today. But volume's been picking up. And I want to talk about some fundamentals of why this would happen. I made a comment the other day on X, a post, because I think a new exchange listing's coming. And we're going to talk about that, what it can do to the price. And again, none of this is financial advice. I'm due to the bro hawk. I'm almost 50. You should never listen to me. Type 1 if you agree with that. Like, don't take financial advice from the ninja. Oh my gosh. All right. Kernel DAO. It is a restaking app, and something that's interesting is this. I brought this project out a while back. It's called Statter, and this is a 7-day chart. I just want to show you something real quick here. This 7-day chart, you see that big spike right there? Out of nowhere, it just went bam, and they came down, and then bam again. The reason why is because it had a new exchange listing. Oh, and if you're curious about why the price why the price is down right now, it's because a bunch of yahoos have got about $3.5 million in limit sell orders right above this price. So it's a sell wall. It's keeping the price down, but that's okay. I'll keep accumulating. To be honest with you, I know it sounds crazy because someone said this was the dumbest explanation ever, but I actually like taking positions and then hoping they go down because a bunch of people don't know what they've got. And I buy on weakness, and I try and own a specific percentage of a network. The reason why Statter jumped, and it went from like a price of, oh gosh, let's see, 67 cents to, what was that, 93 cents in a period of about a half an hour. It's because they got a new exchange listing, a very liquid, very large exchange, and I believe it was Bybit. So something you need to understand about Statter and its positioning with Kernel is it's pretty much the same team, same company. Okay, it's a big deal. I have a weird speculation or feeling that you're going to see a large exchange listing announcement in the days to come. But if you go follow them on X, and if you're a crypto investor and you're not on X, I don't know what to tell you because that's really where all the news comes out of. But they've been putting out some pretty quick cryptic tweets, and Ninja thought he was pretty good at cryptic tweets, but it says here, be prepared for the convergence. And there's a lot of stuff coming out right now. Like 4 days ago, it said before the show, a whisper. And they're putting out these cryptic tweets or messages because they're obviously getting ready for some pretty big info. Now, do they have an unlocking coming in the future? Yes. Would it behoove them to come out with good news prior to that before a token dilution? Yes. But the thing is a lot of these companies, because the altcoin season hasn't started rip roaring yet, they're still going fairly unnoticed, not by BlackRock and large funds, but by institute or retail investors. And I think it's important for people to understand that these are not currencies. These are real companies solving real problems. Now, true story. I mean, I got to ask you, do you think every one of these companies, yes or no, are going to succeed? Type it down below. And it's important that you type it down below, not only for yourself to get this muscle memory going between your fingers and your mind to become a better investor, but it's also good for other people to watch it. Now, check this out. Look at all the no's. Everyone's saying no, right? Of course, that's true. You know, the dot-com boom was exactly that. It was a boom. A lot of people made a lot of money, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. One of the reasons why is because they got too financially, or I'd say emotionally involved with stocks. Now, I don't know if you have seen this or not, and a lot of people have become a subscriber to this channel, and thank you to everyone that hits the resubscribe after being unsubscribed. But when I started doing XRP videos, and I've been an XRP bull since it was 2 cents, but the thing is, I'm a realist, and I tell it like it is, and I don't blow a bunch of hopium up someone's tailpipe like a bunch of other YouTubers that honestly They're not investors, they're speculators. They probably got 5,000, maybe $10,000 in the game. They haven't been doing a lot, and they're riding this XRP wave of emotion because a bunch of prophets said it was going to be 10,000 bucks. How's that worked out for everyone? I'm not joking. Like, I'm not going to get into that. Okay. So is XRP going to be $10,000 someday? Yes, it will. Once XRP stops, Ripple stops dumping XRP on the open market and selling it, it's going to have a chance. When they do a buyback, it's going to have a chance. The thing is these companies like Kernel, DAO, these are real companies with real people trying to solve real world problems. Now, not every single company is going to succeed, but do you know what stock is around? I remember JDS Uniphase. It's a laser company out of Silicon Valley. I remember they were trading at about $8 a share, or sorry, $2 a share, and they ran to 800 during their peak. And I owned a lot of them during the dot-com bubble. Now, JDS Uniphase since then, let's see what the ticker is right now. JDSU is the ticker. Let's see what it is right now. And I'm sure there's been stock, what's it called? It's probably not even trading anymore. My point being is that there's been splits and all that kind of stuff. And I know they're still in business. Yeah, I can't even find a good quote right now. But my point being is that not all those companies made it. And a lot of people, I had some Bitcoin maxi, not making fun of me at the Bitcoin show, but he brought up a fact that one of his buddies was saying, hey, altcoin season's starting. And if you miss out, you're going to miss out. And he's like, huh, what do you think about that? And I go, well, I'm pretty much 100% into altcoins. And to that, he just looked at me like he was embarrassed, like he'd offended me. I'm like, no, don't offend me. I'm rich. I don't care. You probably have, and I was telling him just like it is, hey, you probably got a Bitcoin or two. Actually, I'd be surprised if he did. I keep a handful of Bitcoin around as souvenirs, but the real money is made in altcoins because those are the companies trying to fix real world problems. And along with that comes investment. And so I see something like Statter or Kernel DAO, which are two different companies, ran with very similar teams, I believe out of India. And that's where I put my money, Dia and all these other coins. I wouldn't be surprised if Kernel popped in the near future. When I say in the near future, I'm thinking within a couple weeks, because you'll see some new exchange listing. And those exchange listings bring huge speculation, and those are something you want to trade. However, with that being said, you see other coins I've talked about, and the teams are staying hidden. They will not talk with me. And I remember seeing a comment once. It said, who do you think you are that they should talk to you? I said, well, I'm one of the biggest in the world. And I know that sounds funny, but it's just the truth. Okay? It is just the truth. And I consult with a lot of crypto companies. And, years ago, I used to say it, type 3, if you remember me saying, there's a lot of stuff about the Ninja that's going to come out in the future that'll probably surprise some people. And this is just one thing. It's not being cocky, it's just being confident. It's like, I had to explain to an insurance person the other day how fire inspections work for property insurance in highly, fire prone risk areas. And I tried to explain it to her with all this cool technical jargon. And I even said, hey, not only was I a 26-year firefighter, but I've actually written some policies on this exact thing and been an inspector. And they still didn't believe me. See, the fact of the matter is, you could be the king poobah, the smartest guy, richest guy, whatever. There's still a segment of the population that won't believe you. You want to know why? Because they don't want to believe you because they're afraid of what you're saying may be true and how it's going to affect them, either negatively, or if it is positive, they think about the amount of work it's going to take to get somewhere with that info. You guys type yes or no if this is making sense to you, or am I just rambling? Some people think I'm totally rambling. Other people, it seems like all the really intelligent people around the world that hear my stuff, they get it. So perhaps if I'm rambling to you, you might need to check something else. The truth is, I think it's important that first don't go all in on one specific token or cryptocurrency. I think you need to buy on weakness, not on strength. I think you need to do both technical analysis and fundamental analysis. But hey, you know what? What do I know? I guess you'd have to ask my students. Um, I threw out this video about Kernel and a possible price spike in the next couple of weeks, within the next 14 days, let's say, just as a lipid test for people that are on the edge of who should they be listening to. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of YouTube yahoos that are leading people astray. And it sucks because most people just want to get rich quick and they want to believe in the hopium and the hype, when all reality, that's why they're addicted to lotto tickets and they've got other problems and why they're not wealthy. Um, Take a look at that project. Keep an eye out for it. I'm not telling you to go out and buy it, okay? And definitely don't buy it on a pump. But on weakness, why not pick up a little bit of these companies? I'm not saying which specific one, but these companies that are solving real world problems, putting them on the blockchain, either running a network by means of, running nodes and staking or restaking or yield farming, or they're just simply using tokens and blockchain tech to record very valuable data so they can't be hacked by a third party. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's how I'm going to become wealthy in the next couple of years in this cycle, and I'm pretty excited about it. All right, with that being said, thank you so much for watching oh, hey, check this out. If you own Kernel, this is something really cool. I'm going to put down below a link to the coin market cap. All you need to do is click it and look at it for like 3 or 4 seconds. Scroll down, that's it. Watch that little bad boy will be trending by the end of the day. And if you own it, do me a favor, type the symbol down below, Kernel, Kernel. Let's get this thing trending. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.